Hi there, and thank you so much for joining me in this video. This was a request on the topic of how to feel better about yourself when you're feeling kind of fragile and maybe not the best. So, first of all, if you're feeling that way, I'm sorry, that sucks, and that's never a good place to stay. But you should know that absolutely everybody has felt that way at one time or another. I don't care if you're the most confident person ever, everyone goes through that type of feeling. The thing is, that's the nature of human emotions, right? They go up, they go down. Sometimes you're over here, sometimes you're over there. But the important thing to understand is you absolutely have the power over your thoughts. You have the power to direct your thoughts and to change your thoughts. And that in turn will help change your emotions and help change your mindset overall. So I'm going to give you 7 practical tips that you can think about incorporating into your life. And hopefully that will help you to move from that place of feeling fragile and maybe not the best, into a place of feeling stronger, more resilient, and absolutely better about yourself. Because you should feel better about yourself. You are a remarkable human being. You are exquisite, and you were made so well. Regardless of how you're feeling right now, whether or not you feel like you don't measure up, or what you've done in the past, or what you feel like you might do in the future, you are a remarkable individual, and you were made to thrive. So remember that always. Here are the steps that I'm going to give you, and stay tuned because at the very end I have a challenge and kind of a request that I'd like to make of you to see, just to kind of offer something extra at the end. So you can either fast forward there or you can stay tuned through the whole video. So here you go. Here are the 7 tips to help you move from feeling fragile to feeling stronger and more resilient. So number 1 is, if you're able, just get outside. Because the thing about nature and the natural world is it will not be hurried or changed by anyone. So the sun rises and falls when it rises and falls. Nothing we can do can change that. And it's a wonderful feeling to be outside and to just realize that, you know what? There's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it that will affect the sun. If you can look around, if you see trees or grass or some type of nature, realize that these are things that are beautiful and frankly, for the most part, out of your control. And it puts you back in the right frame of mind. Inhale a deep breath of fresh air if you're able, and move your body. So the second tip is actually to inhale that deep breath of fresh air. Breathing is so important. And sometimes if you have been in a place where you're not feeling so good, your self-esteem isn't really high, and you're feeling really fragile and like you have to protect yourself, you'll get into this physical posture of literally like hunching over and protecting yourself. And what that does, just from a biological standpoint, is you're not able to fully expand your lungs and to oxygenate your body. I think they call it subventilating, meaning you're not getting the air that your body and your brain needs to actually physically feel better. So tip number 2 is to take a deep breath and to practice breathing. Maybe every hour or so, actually physically stop and monitor your breathing. Take a breath. Inhale, and remember to exhale. Number 3, along the lines of your physical stance, is posture, because that is so important in how you address the world and how you look out into the world. Again, if you've been in that fragile mentality for a while, or if you're feeling really weighed down, there's a tendency to hunch over and kind of try to protect yourself, or literally sometimes protect yourself, and be really focused on something, and you get all hunched up and like, again, not bringing your full self into the world. So scientifically, if you, studies have shown that if you hold the posture of someone that you think is confident and in control of their surroundings and their thoughts, if you hold, they've used they call it the Superman posture, with your hands on your hips and your shoulders back and square and your chin strong and straight. Hold that posture for just 30 seconds. That's all it takes to completely change your outlook. Now, again, these things are small, but so important. And I promise you, they add up. Each of these little individual changes that you're making will make a difference in your overall outlook. So make a point of holding a posture that strengthens you and that communicates the absolute best that you have to offer, and that really enhances in your mind the type of person that you want to be. So number 3 is posture. Number 4, now the next 4 tips have to do with internally, the things that you're telling yourself and the things that you're allowing yourself to believe. So tip number 4 is, think about the story that you are telling yourself. Are you telling yourself that you're not as good as XYZ, therefore you're not good enough, or that there's no way this could ever happen because of XYZ? Are you dwelling on the past and things you may or may not have done? Are you thinking about past mistakes or regrets, or maybe things that didn't happen that you wish would have happened, or things that did happen that you wish wouldn't have happened? So think about what you're telling yourself. And something that I found super helpful is to say, you are a work in progress, and not everything needs to happen today, and that I'm willing to be patient with myself and with other people as I get up to speed with that which I truly desire. So showing yourself love and compassion is really important, if not the most important thing, because you are your own best advocate. Realize that. Number 5 is to visualize. So take a break at least once a day. I try to do it in the morning and at night to visualize the future that you desire to bring into play. Think about how you interact with people, how you interact with your friends, with your colleagues, with yourself, how you're treating yourself. Think about the life that you are wanting to move into, how that feels, how that looks, how that tastes, how that smells, and really visualize it in your mind. What would it look like if you were this wonderful, confident, strong person? Think about it, visualize it, and then slowly over time you will start to become that person. Tip number 6 is affirmations. I am a huge fan of affirmations, and I talk about this all the time, but I love saying empowering and encouraging things to myself, and I have found that this is by far the number one thing that makes the biggest shift in mindset. And tip number 7, more on that in a little bit. Tip number 7 is to keep a journal. It doesn't have to be long, maybe a sentence or two to reflect and record your day, and you will see over time, if you incorporate all of these things all together, you will see your mindset and your attitude towards yourself and towards other people will start to change. So this is my challenge at the very end. So I love affirmations, and I love writing stories, and I think that our lives are the greatest stories that we can write. So if you are struggling with getting over a negative mindset and you would like my help to sort of craft affirmations for yourself to help you move from where you are into where you would like to be, send me an email. I will put my email in the description box below. Send me an email and I will do my best to help you. And then I have a request to make of you at the end of that. So send me the email. I'll send you back some instructions, and I would love to interact with you that way. So thank you so much again for joining me on this journey. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope that you will continue to join me in the ride.